This is a good time to bring up what I've been thinking about here lately.
Out here in the wild, where the trails are rough and the mountains don't forgive, I find my peace. These lands remind me of who I am, where the air is clean and the challenges are real. The years may slow me down, but they also teach me. Staying healthy just isn't about surviving. It's about thriving in the country I love.
Look at this. I got a new head stall sent to me by one of the watchers or followers. Follows the YouTube channel. Neil McLean sent me this. Thank you, Neil. This is the first time I use it. I'm going to rig it up today and see how it works. Thank you very much. Oh. Just like that. I'm going to turn this around. Yay! There we go. Haha, look at that. I don't even have to adjust it. Oh man, you're styling, Bonnie. Styling. I'm going to have to trim you a bridle path. Wait. Wait. Yup! Here we go! Come on, here we go! Onward and upward. Good morning. I'm Brett. If you're new here, and this is the Born 100 Years Too Late YouTube channel. Today, I'm going up to some higher mountains up here. I put a game camera up here. I don't know, it's been about a month ago. I'm gonna go up here and check it. Riding my good mule Bonnie. Sporting her new head stall. And got my hound dogs. It's been a long Thanksgiving week. I've had company, haven't been able to get out. The hounds are as fresh as they've ever been. The mornings are cool. It's only getting to be, I think the high today is only going to be around 65. Bonnie's being real lazy today. I don't know what's wrong with her. Can't tell if something's bothering her or if she just, you know, these mules, they do some pretty crazy things sometimes. They get an idea in their head. Oh well. Nah, I think she's just testing me a little bit. She keeps looking back towards the truck. I haven't wore spurs on her, except that one time, just because I didn't need them. I hate to wear spurs, because I get off and hike, and when you hike with spurs, it's a pain. You get them caught on things and trip and fall and everything. But I had to wear them on Agnes all the time. I never wore them on Jet. Anyway, next time I'll break out the spurs. It's like a good friend of mine said. I come riding over the hill and he looked at me. He said, you don't wear spurs on that mule. I said, no, he don't need them. He's a good mule. He said, spurs just make a good mule better. I kind of believe that, I guess. A lot of tracks coming up in here. Or up that other little 2-track road, there's a lot of tracks. There's none going up this side canyon that I can tell. A lot of quail hunters out this time of year. I just hope my camera's still there. It should be. Sure enough. There it is. Still there. I'll be dang. Wonder what I got. Let me try. I just brought an extra card. I'm not going to take the camera out, and I don't have a reader with me. So I'll probably just those dogs are trailing something. I'll know what it is because I got my camera here. I'll just trade out the card, put my other card in, leave that camera there, take that card home, and you guys will see what was on the camera right now. Tell me, was it a jaguar? How about a Sasquatch? Probably a fox or a bobcat that they're trailing. I would almost wager. Let's do it. There's Victorio's Lookout right up there. Those hounds went up that canyon. I gotta work my way around and go up and work my way on up. I know it gets rough up there, and right around that bluff right there I need to lead. I just don't trust the sidewall of the little trail. I'm afraid it's gonna break off. Then I might be able to ride for a ways, and then I'm going to have to get off and lead again, probably going up towards the top. Depends on what we find. It's pretty rough old country, really. Think I can top out right up through there? And if I do top out and I'm on top, can I stay on top? Is there not another little canyon over there? That's what would suck. think we need to go back down. We're going to get around this corner and it's going to get steep on us. Steeper. Let's head on down to the bottom. Don't get on me. I think it's a good idea to try to top out right there. I got all my dogs back. They ran a little fox or something up this canyon. I think I'll sit down, take a break, and this is a good time to bring up what I've been thinking about here lately. So, let's do it. Go on. Whoo! I climbed out of here one time before. I was on Jet Johnson. I'm afraid if I top out right here that there's just going to be another canyon on the other side and I won't be able to get through. This last week has been really bittersweet. Thanksgiving week, and I had my whole family together. 6 grandchildren, both my daughters, my niece and her husband, my little sister, and my mother and father, which are both 90 years old. And then the 26th was my birthday, and I turned 63 years old. But the day before my birthday is the 25th. And that was my oldest sister's birthday. She was 10 years older than me. And she's been gone now for a few years. She passed away. She never really took very good care of herself. But then on that same day, my next sister older, she was younger than my oldest, and in between me and her, passed away. And she had a really rough life. She had epilepsy, and she was in a care facility. And I never really thought about old age or anything like that. I know I'm getting older. I've slowed down. Like I said in other videos, that chair is a lot harder to get out of in the morning now. I also, this last year I've been in the hospital 3 or 4 times. I don't like to talk about it. I got a weird heartbeat, and I get into AFib every now and then. Back in 2001, 2002, they went in my heart and they did an ablation. Oh, and this last time, I had another one. Go on. I had another one last year, earlier this year. That's another thing. Been having these like little minor seizure type things. And it's affected my memory. Just certain things are blank on me. So they took me in and they did tests on my head and everything. They want me to spend like 4 days in this little facility with something hooked up to my head, and so they could monitor my brain waves. I got news for them. There's not a lot there. Booger, what in the world were you doing? Oh man. And I've had friends of mine that have passed away. Got old friends that are gone, and I got a friend of mine that's in a wheelchair, and it gets you to thinking. And I've been really blessed. I can still get out here and do this. It doesn't hurt me. Matter of fact, when I'm climbing around in these rocks and these mountains, and I'm straining myself, that's when my heart feels the best. There's no pain or anything. And I think it's because that weird heartbeat that I have, I get to going and my heart pump, 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 pump. It quits skipping that beat and doing that deal that it does. And then in that song, I heard that song, Don't Let the Old Man In. Toby Keith sang. When he sang it there on live, it was really sad, really, because he was dying of the cancer. And I got thinking, what do you do? What can you do to try to keep from letting the old man in, I hear people with knee replacements and double hip replacements and all this stuff, and I've been really lucky. I've never, my knees hurt and my hips hurt, and then I have my sciatic nerve or whatever bothers me, but it goes away. I thought, what can you do? And I know I've talked about it before. I've gained, 35, 40 pounds in the last few years. And I got this email. I don't have it with me right now, but I will do a voiceover right now of what that email says.
Watched your latest video last night and wanted to share some insights from my experience. I watch and like all of them. First, I am 15 years older than you, so I am looking through older eyes and thinking from my own fertility. I was watching you climb and crawl around in those rocks as you went up and down the hill. In my mind, I said, Brett, pretty soon you aren't going to be able to do that without a walking stick. I no more than thought those words, and then you fell. I am betting it is not the first time you have fallen. Well, that was timely thinking and a provincial fall as far as me making my point. I worry about you and have mentioned it to you before. You are out there alone. Pretty sure you knew that. Nowadays, you have access to a lot of gadgets and satellites that let you keep in touch with your bride. You can and do let her know that you are safe, but if you hit your head when you fall, all bets are off. She is not going to know if you don't have service, got busy, and forgot it has happened, or if you are laying unconscious needing help. A bit later in the video, you gave your take on the Tyson-Paul fight, and you didn't attribute Tyson's performance to his legs. You even said you thought your legs would hold up to 8 2-minute rounds. Not sure I agree with that, but I don't know for sure either, so I will let that one alone. In a past video not long ago, you mentioned that you had put on 35 pounds. You talked about losing it or getting it off. Maybe you will. Putting on weight and bulk comes with age, to all of us. Some people can get it off, but if they do, they then have the constant battle to keep it off, and not many do.
Mike Root has a reputation for his physical toughness. Even he appears to have bulked up. I watched your interview with him several times and more than once thought that if you used a donut for bait, you would have a fair chance at snaring him. That is humor, not snark. I know for sure that he would be very hard to turn loose of. Like you, he is hard as nails, but he too can fall and hit his head. Enough of the age and weight stuff. I wait for your videos with anticipation and watch them all. I appreciate you and admire your efforts. Please be careful and think twice about falling, and always take a safe route. Happy Thanksgiving, Rick.
So there. That's a long-time viewer. He's watched most all of my videos. He's been following me for a long, long time. And basically telling me that I need to slow down. I need to be careful because I'm up here by myself all the time. I got to think, what can I do? What can I do? So then you start looking at diets and you think, how can I, do I need to lose weight? And how can I lose weight the best? So you hear about carnivore, you hear about keto, you hear about, going vegan and everything. And I've talked to my wife about it, and then my youngest daughter, she always pays attention to diet, and she's really into stuff like that. And we kind of decided that just going on a whole food diet, don't worry about carbs, don't worry about all that crap. I mean, stay away from processed sugar or sugar, but eat a whole food diet. So like right now, this is steel cut oats with a little bit of protein powder in it and some berries and some milk and butter. It's good too. So I'm going to do my best to stick to this. And you guys will get to see the progress. If anything happens, if I lack discipline and I fall off, I'll let you guys know. One thing about it, I'm honest here. It is what it is, So yeah, that in some form of exercise. I get quite a bit of exercise climbing up and down these rocks and riding this mule and saddling and unsaddling and doing all that too. But I remember years ago, I forget how many years ago, it must have been 10 years ago, I was doing stretches. I was doing like a yoga exercise and lifting some weights. That's the best I ever felt. So I think I might try to incorporate some of that into my week, when I'm not out here riding a mule or going wherever I go, I might try to incorporate that. So if you guys have any ideas, if you want to see anything else, just leave a comment, let me know. This is what I do. This is what, as that guy says, this is what fills my soul, is being out here and seeing the country and putting my dogs on the ground and riding through this country. Yeah, it's I think there was a Tom Bobcat walked around in here quite a bit. Let me know if this does good. I'll make some more videos like this, maybe showing you what I do, how the progress is going, everything. If you're interested, like I said, I really never felt that old. I mean, I thought about it some, but having both my older sisters pass away and then turning 63 years old, maybe it's a sign. Maybe God's telling me, hey, buddy, you need to take care of yourself. You need to do a little bit better job. I don't drink. I might have, when I go to the mountains and by the campfire, I'll have a shot of whiskey or two. Smoke my cigars. I try to only smoke one a day. But that helps me with my ADD. Like that song says, how old would you be if you didn't know the day you were born? I would like to keep doing this till I'm well into my 80s. At least another 20 years. From what I understand from my research, is certain foods cause inflammation in your body. So when you get that inflammation, that's what causes you to, unless you've had injuries on your knees or hips, that inflammation deteriorates your hips or your bones or your cartilage, whatever it is, then that's what will cause you to get all crippled up. I think that's what they say. I don't know. Bonnie's getting pretty good. I didn't even tie her up. But man, she's being lazy today. Easy, Bonnie.